Good evening, students. This is Dr. Paget. Just wanted to give you some updates on the course. I hope everybody's doing okay. I know that things are getting crazier and crazier every day. Don't worry. If you're shocked, everybody's shocked. Nothing like this has ever happened in the history of this country. So we'll get through it. It's just happened to happen while you were in college in the middle of your spring semester of 2020. But just look forward to our getting past this. It's going to take a while. It's not going to be easy, but let's just keep pressing on. About the course, first, I see a lot of you all are continuing to log on, continuing to participate. The key now is to continue doing the work. Your grades is no longer going to be determined by midterm exam. The midterm exam grade is essentially going to be replaced by the research quizzes. Now, you're probably thinking that the research quizzes are just a lot of busy work. Not at all, not at all. As a matter of fact, I prefer giving you the research quizzes more than giving you a midterm exam. You know, the midterm exam requires you to think a little bit, maybe memorize a little bit, but taking a test is not a real skill. You know, when you go to work or go someplace else to work for someone or even work for yourself, you're never going to take a test. You're never going to get paid to take a test. Nobody's ever going to pay you to take a test. But what people will ask you to do is go and find some information at a variety of data sources. I can guarantee you someone's going to ask you to do that. Maybe 35 years ago, when I started my first job, the second day I was there, I was asked to write an issue paper on the impact of mining waste upon ecosystems in Nevada and California. I didn't know what an issue paper was. I had never heard of one. And the state director said that he wanted it on his desk in 2 weeks. We didn't have Google. There was no phone a friend. There was no social media shout out. I had to go to the library. I had to spend a lot of time doing research. But guess what? My little 21-year-old self got that thing done in 2 weeks, and I kept my job and my career going. That's what people are going to expect of you. And because there are so many more sources of information out there that never even existed not that long ago, you're going to be asked to do even more in terms of research and looking up data and looking up information. And then further, you're going to have to vet that information for accuracy. You see what's going on with this coronavirus right now. There's people over here saying one thing. There's somebody else over here saying another thing. There's all this information out there, but the question is, what's the truth? What is the truth? And so that takes some digging. That takes some looking and searching. Now, I have narrowed down the information sources for you to make things a little bit easier, but I do want you to dig and look and search, because trust me, whether you go into the workforce or whether you go into the next level of education, graduate school, law school, get used to doing research. It's definitely a skill. It's not busy work. It's not something that I'm just making you do to pass the time. You're going to get these quizzes anyway. It's just that you're going to get more of them. Okay, in terms of grades, so a lot of you have been asking questions. It's been very disruptive. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you my best assessment of what your midterm grade is right now. Trust me, I've been doing this for 25 years. I can look at the trajectory of a student and I can tell right now that if you continue along that trajectory, whether you're going to end up with an A, B, C, or some other grade. I know that right now. I've been doing this a long time. Now, you have until April the 18th to decide whether or not you're going to stay in the course. please give yourself as much time to make that decision as possible. If you withdraw from a course to save yourself a bad grade, you're just going to set yourself back on the time to graduation clock. And trust me, it's going to cost you a lot more time and money if you withdraw from classes than if you just stick to them, do the work, and do the best that you can. Okay? So now, if you have any issues or any questions, pretty much about anything, it doesn't necessarily have to do with this course, please reach out. I know that some of you feel as if you were evicted from campus. Some of you feel as if you were sent home without any kind of support. We, meaning TSU, has a lot of support for you no matter what's going on, okay? So don't get isolated. I know sometimes you might be embarrassed to share some things with even your family, but please, if you don't have access to the internet, if you don't have a computer, if you don't have whatever, if you're lonely, if you're homesick, if whatever's going on, I'm not saying I can help you with your homesickness and loneliness, but we do have people at Tennessee State who are willing to help you with that. So please reach out. Now, in terms of the course, prior to April the 18th, I'm shooting for Monday. I will have a really clear assessment of where you are in terms of graded assignments. And then you can make up your mind. But again, if you just keep working, turn the work in, ask questions, email me, don't sit out and just because we're not seeing each other 2 times a week, that does not mean you can't use your email. Use it, email me. Some of you have been doing that, keep doing it. And so that we can help you get through this course and have a successful semester and put all this behind us. So that's where we are. If you have any specific questions about your grades, please email me. If you need any help with any of the assignments, please email me and stay in touch. And be safe, be smart, and hopefully we'll be back on campus in the fall under some sense of normalcy, but don't expect anything close to normal to happen until there's a vaccine or some antiviral medicine that works. Until then, this is pretty much going to be the situation. Okay, there's going to be another video coming up next on the 4th writing assignment. Please tune into that. Thank you, and think, work, serve.